Namaskar. This is David Hawthorne at astroview.com. Today is the 19th of September, 2020. So this is a horoscope for the earthquake last night in Monte, California, September 18th at 11:39 p.m. 4.5. So using systems approach to Vedic astrology, we know that the ascendant degree is not an arbitrary number. 0 to 30 is possible in every house. This number changes every 4 minutes of the day. It's such an important number. It's called most effective point of every house. And any planet close to the most effective point within a 5-degree orb will have an impact in the houses it occupies and any houses it aspects. So we see what happened here is that Rahu and Ketu at 0 degrees were close to the most effective point. Now I'm glad that the ascendant degree was not 0 degrees or 1 or 2 degrees, because that would have been a complete disaster. That would have been a much heavier earthquake. So it's a little bit lighter. So if they were at 3 degrees, that'd be 100% impact. So at 2 degrees, it would be 80%. At 1, it would be 60. So at 0, it's 40. So they have a 40% impact, Rahu and Ketu. And they do throw an aspect 5, 7, and 9 houses away. So they reach out and afflict all the odd signs, because they are in odd signs, 3 and 9. You know, Rahu and Ketu spend 18 months in odd signs. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. They can reach out and touch any planets there. And then they spend 18 months in even signs. They're about ready to move into even signs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So always keep a view on Rahu and Ketu. If they're close to a person's rising sign degree, it definitely causes trouble in the houses they occupy and aspect. So this means that Ketu's ninth aspect into the 5th sign, the 3rd house, cause trouble for the sun, because it undermines the strength of this house, so it undermines the strength in that planet. Rahu's 5th aspect on Libra undermines the strength of Venus. Rahu and Ketu both undermine the strength of Jupiter, because they both have an impact on Danu, on Sagittarius. Rahu's 9th aspect undermines the strength of Saturn, and Ketu's 5th aspect undermines the strength of Mars. Mars ruling property. So Mars is in a house that's afflicted, and Mars is within 5 degrees of Ketu. Again, if Rahu and Ketu had been 3 degrees, it would have been a serious disaster. Now Mars was the main period, what we call Mahadasha, or general trend or riverbed of time. So Mars is weak, not because he's retrograde. He's in his own sign of Aries, which is very good, its own Multricone sign. But there's some weakness because of the Ketu influence on this house. And the Antradasha, the subperiod, is Shani, Saturn. And Saturn, yes, it's in its own sign of Capricorn, which is considered favorable, but the 8th house is considered a Dustan Baba. It's an inauspicious house. And Saturn is less than 5 degrees. That's called infant state and weak. And Saturn's Multricone sign Aquarius is under the influence of Saturn. So there's really no protection here. Now, to some extent, because we can say, Saturn is close to the rising sign degree, so it actually helps support the houses it aspects, which is 3, 7, and 10 houses away. So that caused some protection. Mars also is actually on the most effective point, so its 4th, 7th, and 8th aspects were also helpful. So even though there was an earthquake, it was not as bad as it could have been, in my opinion. Now, by the way, and under systems approach to Vedic astrology, we only use Mahadasha and Antradashas, and we only use the Vimshottara Dasha sequence. Now, some astrologers will use several different dashas, systems, and instead of just doing Mahadasha and Antradasha, they will go 3 levels deep, 4 levels deep, and 5 levels deep. Professor Chowdhury used to say that those astrologers using so many techniques are on a ring road in Delhi. They are traveling in circles, never arriving anywhere. We want to arrive somewhere. So all these people that use all these techniques, Bhavat Bhavam, Ashtaka Vargas, Bindu points, read the chart from the ascendant, they read the chart from the sun, they read the chart from the moon. No, that's just traveling in circles. We want to arrive somewhere. So we only take the Mahadasha and the Antradasha, and then we overlay transits. That's all we need to do to see what's going on in any chart. Okay, I hope this information is helpful. Namah Shivaya.